Good afternoon. We are today to hold a debate. The rules of the debate are can only speak once per round to give their opinion about this subject. In this case, the debate consists of two rounds and the initial premise will be recycling and this time to preserve the environment is a lost case. Three people will be in a favor and other three is in against. At the end of the debate, I will give a brief reflection of the different points of view.
Of course not. If we recycle, we reduce the work of extraction, transport, and elaboration of new raw materials. Science production of the articles will decrease dramatically in addition to reducing the energy consumption of factories.
No, although people start to recycle, the big companies will continue with their usual production as they have done for decades. In addition, trying to recycle is of no use to people because recycle campaigns have been done for years and it has not helped. On the contrary, year after year, the amount of inorganic waste increases on the planet.
Although the damage that pollution has brought to the planet is irreversible, we cannot say that recycling is a cause of loss, and since if we encourage the habit of recycling, we can contribute to reduction the levels of daily pollution that they exist in the world. Recycling is a lost case due to the great pollution that has existed over the years. The damage that this pollution has brought to the environment is irreversible. And although all the inhabitants of the world decided to recycle, it is something that could not be repaired because this damage comes from many years ago.
People have in their hands the future of the planet. It is only a matter of recycle of the part they like. Two platforms this have or start doing. Or part the chance will the massive and we call reverse and damage. They have been done years ago, only they can. We everything a better planet of the children.
I believe that it's not such reliable way to recycle to conserve and preserve the environment because there are several problems and exist very factors that make that this not be effective. And the people of today are trying to restoring and accumulate pollution of many years ago, and it is something really difficult for all people of the world and to change their mentally and make start or reduce the pollution and it is by magic to begin to recycle garbage.
The plastic is already something that is inevitable to conclude or stop production. For that reason, it is necessary to recycle the plastic is already produced. It is not necessary for production to stop. It's a better to give a production a good utility. They can be used more than once if they are the right conditions.
I think you should not continue recycling. Well, even if it doesn't seem like this, it continues to produce garbage. Since it's like accumulating garbage in your house only without their use, and it is true that we can make better uses of the garbage, but I believe that it's better to try and encourage to stop using plastics or things of that style so that more garbage is no longer produced. I sincerely see that more effective that starting to recycle more and more garbage that is produced.
And however, this does not imply that we stop separating our waste, and we must do this even more and in a more efficient way. But in order for recycling to work, we must complement it with reduction and with the favorite changing. The way in which that we consume to help preserve the environment. Recycling without reducing is useless. For recycling, advertising is powerful and necessary, but it can make you think that the more we recycle, the more sustainable our life can be. But this is completely false. Recycling without reduction also generates contamination.
It is important emphasis that many companies are going their recycling movement. For example, the Coke company has proposed to recycle 100% of its plastic containers, glass, and cans by the next year. Just as this company, there are many who are trying make different, and they are trying to do something with the environment.
Just say it well. It's trying, but does it really help? Um, are we going to save the environment like that? The truth is not. Most of the products we use come in non-reusable containers. Very necessary products such as medicine, surgeries, sterile gloves, and almost any products used in hospitals. And another example is food with preservatives, among many others that make um, recycling unless the some amount of garbage will be generated and the environment will continue to be destroyed.
After observing the debate, we can realize that people have very different ideas from each one. And well, despite some begin on the same side, they think or have just similar thoughts. Now, analyzing their opinions, we can conclude that both can have some degree of reasons in their arguments. Both have some reason. Well, starting with the advantage, we find that continuing to recycle can be a good way to make the plastics not wasted in different places of the world, like oceans or forests. And in the same way, recycling allows less garbage in the streets, and so our soil is maintained in a healthy way. In conclusion, recycling in the modern day and the modern world is no longer as efficient because there are many companies and too much plastics around the world, and that is only about plastic since there are more pollutants that such as fuel, cars, cans, among of others. If the world wants a big change, we need people to change their habits of excessively consuming materials and that instead of increase the pollution. Well, now speaking of the disadvantage, we can mention that recycling, for example, is a way to accumulate garbage indirectly, and even that doesn't not reduce plastic much because big companies will continue to produce more plastic. With this, I conclude this space and debate. Thank you very much for your attention.